So hello guys, and today we are going to do the problem in the study guide question. And my name is Anirudh Praveen, and I'm from Mr. Bazaar's class in Pine Middle School. So in your study guide, it should be question 6 and C. It is the last question in the first side. So in my perspective, this question would be the hardest question. So that's why I'm teaching it to you. So, for example, in this type of questions, you need to evaluate in this mind and think about this. So, -4 times x minus 12 plus 5x plus 15 times -3 by 5. The only thing I would want to watch out is this times -3 by 5, since you would use distributive property to multiply these two and these two. So, let's start. Let me use a different color, and yes. So, it's -4 x, since you're doing -4 times x, plus 48, since -4 times -12, and a negative times a negative equals a positive. So -4 times -12 would be positive 48. Never forget the signs. So it'd be positive 48, and then I would do plus. I just want to drop this equation down, but you never need to do this. I just like to evaluate it like this, and I'm going to write this problem down, since this is to make sure I don't get confused and all that. And then I'm going to write times negative. Okay, so now we can just drop down this equation and evaluate the parentheses. For example, the parentheses would be this and this. So in the parentheses would be these two. So in this, for example, let me use the color blue. So it would be -4x plus 48, since I'm just dropping that down and I'm evaluating this. And this would be minus. So now in this equation, I would do -3 by 5 times 5x, since a negative times a positive would be a negative. So let me get into my blue gel pen, and it would be negative, and it would be 3x. Since you are multiplying these two, and you get a lower value, because -3 by 5 times 5x by 1 would be -3x. So then we would go on to our next one. -3 by 5 times 15. -3 by 5 times 15 would be, since a negative times a positive is a negative, and then it'd be 9. Since it would be -9 because of this. And then a positive would be with this. So from here, in this equation, we found out that this times this is -9. So we would substitute these values, and let me use white here. We'd substitute these values and get -4x. Don't ever forget to put the negative and the variable, or you'll get a low mark on your test. -4x minus 3x, or -3x, plus 48 minus 9. So in this equation, I'm just putting the terms together, the terms and other terms together, to make it easy for us to simplify it to the maximum limit. I already know from this equation that you can only simplify it, you won't get a direct answer. Which usually when you're in a lower grade, you always needed to get a direct answer. But when you're in 7th grade, you don't get a direct answer. So then this would be -7x, and then this would be plus 39, since you would just need to subtract 48 minus 9. This positive has no value. Positive has no value here. It's just 48. Yeah, I should make it easy for you guys to read. So it's just that, basically. It's the positive is a exit out of your mind. So in this equation, 6c in your study guide, in Integrated 1 Unit 2, it would be -7x plus 39 would be your answer for the study guide on Integrated 1 Unit 2 study guide. This is the type of questions she's going to give on the test. So you should study over this and make sure you get a good grade on it. So that's all I have for you. Come on to my next video.